Major spoiler warning on this for those of you that don't roll in the best of circles, meaning the manga people, yeah. Oh, those of you that are only anime, stay away from this video. What just happened? What just happened? Like, oh! Sorry about that. One Piece 1045 just came out early, like even earlier than the last chapter. Like the last chapter dropped like on a Thursday, and it was like early-ish for a chapter of One Piece. I think it dropped around like 10 o'clock, but today it literally just dropped like not too long ago. And I'm sitting up like, oh, it's still daytime outside. Oh my God, and low-key, I'm kind of glad that it dropped like this because tomorrow, as you know, is April 1st, and literally anything that you see tomorrow could have possibilities of being fake. So we're going ahead and getting this out of the way now. I'm glad they went ahead and dropped it like this. It's kind of dope. So we finna go ahead and get into it because this chapter is wild. So to start this off, Kaido's basically still reacting to this like, oh my God, you're back still. Like, I can't believe this. And from what it seems like, you're making the surroundings around you like rubbery. So I'm guessing that you've awakened your paramecia fruit. But that doesn't make any sense because you're transformed like you were a Zoan fruit. Like, what's going on? Of course, by this point, we already know that the Gum fruit isn't the Gum fruit, but the Hito no Mi model Nika mythological Zoan. And this is kind of funny. Kaido kind of goes on ahead and just says, okay, screw this. I'm gonna eat you now. And he does. And Luffy responds accordingly. Gum Balloon. Return of Gum Balloon. That's pretty dope. Like, oh, like, okay. And confirming right here, all right, we don't have to worry about that Hito no Mi thing. Like, Luffy still recognizes this fruit as the Gum fruit, so his attacks are still going according to what he thinks. Like, and apparently we have confirmation now that Kaido apparently did know that, you know, Luffy had this Joy Boy fruit. So the whole thing about Kaido thinking about Kaido knowing about the Joy Boy fruit and all that stuff, we can probably throw that out the window now. Because he still hasn't guessed it by the end of this chapter. Even though he's thrown out the same hints that the Gorosei have thrown out. But basically, after this, more insane stuff starts happening. It was already speculated on last chapter, but now we go ahead and get confirmation on this shit. So Kaido goes ahead and says like, oh yeah, by the way, Momo and Yamato have went ahead and come up to the rooftop. So now they're seeing what's going on. They're seeing Kaido. Momo's like, oh my God, Kaido's put on weight. What's going on? And then Yamato's like, is that a new form of his or something like that? Is this something I haven't seen before? Back to Kaido. Kaido's reacting to the fact that his body's been stretched, literally. And he's basically saying, that doesn't make any sense. How are you stretching me? My body's not supposed to be rubber. You're supposed to be rubber. Like, and Luffy's not giving a damn about anything he's talking about at this point. Luffy goes ahead and sees two little light holes just while he's inside Kaido's body. Luffy goes on ahead to put his hands through Kaido's eye holes and grabs onto his nose. Kaido is reacting to this obviously in pain because, yeah, look at what he's doing. But he's turning Kaido into a cartoon. Like, Luffy is already a cartoon character now, but this is a definite confirmation that this Zoan fruit awakening can affect not only the ground and stuff like that. We don't know about water yet, or air, maybe. I'm thinking it because it's a situation. But basically, it can affect people too. And it can obviously affect people because it's affecting the giant fucking dragon that's literally the size of the sky. It definitely affects people. And we see that it affects people later, but I'll get to it. Next thing you know, Luffy brings out a new attack, Gum Gum Escape Rocket, and just shoots out of Kaido's body. He's still in his balloon form, and he's just laughing like and he's using his regular laugh. And by the way, he's still been laughing this whole chapter basically, so that hasn't gone away. He uses it to shoot out. At this point, Luffy shoots out the air, and he just shoots up into the sky. Now, this would maybe be a normal thing usually, up until the point where Luffy goes giant and uses, not gear 3rd, no, he's in gear 5th, remember. But he uses a new attack called Gum Gum Gigant, where he turns his body literally bigger than Kaido, literally, and he was bigger than his dragon form. At least that's what I've seen. And he goes on to grab Kaido up. Kaido still takes a bite out of him, but Momo and Yamato are still reacting to this. Like, is this really Luffy? Like, Luffy's voice is coming from him, but is this real? Because he's unrecognizable right now. Yeah, he's probably got the giant straw hat on his back, but no doubt he's still in a different form. Like, apparently his body is shrouded in white now. Like, his clothes, we found out later in the chapter. I'll go ahead and say it now because I went on ahead and got into it. His clothes have basically turned white now. Like, his clothes, probably his shoes and stuff, maybe the straw hat, we don't know. But yeah, his clothes are white, his hair is white. That gives you the color scheme of what he's supposed to look like. So it might still be a situation where it could be blonde. His hair might be blonde later, and they might try to do a thing where it's representative of Super Saiyan or something like that, an homage to it. They don't have to go that far, but yeah, low key, this is a very close thing to what I would think Luffy's Super Saiyan form would be in the context of One Piece. Luffy grabs Kaido up like a jump rope and goes on to use a new attack called Gum Gum Jump Rope. Insane, cartoony, zany, anything you want to say, it's there. Like, Luffy is using Force Toon World, whatever you want to call it. He's pulled it out of the deck, bro. By the way, the majority of this chapter was in the sky. Luffy goes on to use Gum Gum Jump Rope with Kaido, basically just falling, jump roping the whole time downwards. And next thing you know, Kaido uses a blast breath because he's like, I'm tired of you using me like a jump rope. Luffy's like, it burns. But a part of me thinks he's really just trolling Kaido this whole time because it kind of feels like it. In this form that he's in, he's getting off a certain level of invincibility, a certain cartoony level, and like he's still taking damage, definitely. But he's getting off a level of invincibility that's like he's taking on a Borobleff. Like, before he could do that, yes. But I can understand that he was taking damage while doing that, even though he was like, yeah, it's guts that keep me from just being affected by your fire. But you can imagine, yeah, you're still feeling that, bruh. And then we see a little cameo of Afro Luffy, basically. Like, he gets singed and he turns his afro, like his hair kind of just puffs out, and it's the cameo. It's Afro Luffy's back. Afro Luffy's the GOAT. Oh my God, this is an insane chapter. If I didn't lose my voice last chapter, I'm definitely losing it today. Tomorrow, I'm probably definitely gonna maybe need to go to the doctor, but probably can't because I gotta go to work. So I'm getting this out today before anything else. After this Afro Luffy cameo, Kaido goes into his hybrid form, readies up a Ragnarok. You know, the attack that he keeps using. I think it was called 3 World Conquest Ragnarok. He's got a few versions of them. I can't remember which one this was. I don't care. Basically, I read the TCB scans. They're the ones that put it out early. So yeah, he uses it on Luffy. Luffy gets his head fucking knocked. By the way, Luffy's still giant. He gets his head knocked through the ceiling, and we see just everybody reacting to this cartoon god head poking from the ceiling. And Luffy's like, ouch, and all that stuff. But everybody else, we see Law, Kid, who else? Nami, Tama, I think it was Chopper too. They're all reacting to us with the eyes popping out thing, clearly having an effect off of Luffy's devil fruit at this point, which just tells you that his awakening is OP because it's giving everybody this cartoon physiology. So Luffy kind of just stretches his head back up at this point. It's like, okay. Kaido's kind of taunting Luffy at this point, while at the same time falling to his knees. He's saying, all right, you're basically done. But Luffy's like, yeah, shut up, I'm not done. But he was like, but as he's saying this, Luffy starts fading out of his transformation. It kind of feels similar to when Goku goes out of his Super Saiyan form. You see his hair kind of fading to black, and then his eyebrows go uncurled and stuff and go back to his regular eyebrows. But then Luffy just looks so drained after. Yamato and Momo finally react to this like, oh yeah, that is Luffy. It was hard to recognize him in that weird form basically. But Kaido's basically like, accept death. Luffy's like, yeah, I am wore out. I'm not gonna lie, I'm at my end. Like, I'm definitely gonna die soon, but I don't care. Luffy moments galore. I mean, this is just purely Luffy at the end of the day. You can track this back to the time he got those injections to, keep going forward back in Marineford when he was like his life was on the line. Second Gear was all about that when it was first talking about having an effect on his lifespan and all that stuff. Gear 5th probably does the same thing. He goes on to basically starts pumping himself back up. You start hearing the beat again, the doom, the doom, the doom, the. It starts building up, and Luffy actually acknowledges this too. Again, he did it in the last chapter, but this chapter we kind of go ahead and connect the dots as to how Luffy is going to be activating Gear 5th, because the heartbeat seems to be the key, which we could have gathered from last chapter anyway, but definitely it seems to be like Luffy's definitely telling us, all right, heartbeat, I need that same beat again. And once he had it, that's when he was finally transforming, and we see the Conqueror's Haki sprouting around him again and all that stuff, and Kaido's like, oh, you're not done, okay. So Kaido goes in with his Kanabo and stuff, and Luffy gets hit by it, but he's back in his Gear 5th mode, so it doesn't affect him. It's kind of like it's affecting him. He screams, it hurts, but he's basically just bending around his Kanabo like all cartoony and stuff, like just holding the shape as he's running away. Like, this chapter was funny, I'm not gonna lie. Along with the screaming, I can clearly tell you that this chapter probably was making me laugh a lot more than any One Piece chapter of recent. Like, there have been a lot of badass moments, but this chapter was able to encapsulate badass and comedy at the same time, which is what One Piece is. That's what Luffy's character is. That's just how Oda writes, and this is peak Oda writing, especially for a fight scene, because this is just him basically playing around with complete freedom for Luffy now. Like, his awakening, like you said, is freedom personified, basically. So everything rubbery he can do and all that stuff, it's all just him being as free as he wants to be. Fighting however he wants to, literally. And that can also play a part in how he wants to be hit. Luffy is steadily bending around the place. He's getting smashed like a you know what I'm saying, like a cartoon character would, pretend Kaido has a mallet, and Kaido is maybe in Looney Tunes or something like that, y'all know, get hit with the hammer, you're going to, you know what I'm saying, become flat. Luffy does that. And then he, you know what I'm saying, bounces, Kaido just basically moves out the way, and Luffy just bounces out. And like just bounces way, way back to the, you know, to the, I forget where he was, but he bounced. He hit a wall or something like that. I think it was the roof of, I think it was the Skull Dome or something that he hit. he then starts to proceed to count. After the countdown, he gets to 0 and he starts to spin out. He starts hitting the Tasmanian Devil, like spin, I feel like. Or maybe Road Runner in a sense, like with the beep beep and all that. Like there was a little sound effect that said beep beep when Luffy landed. Like it was kind of cool. Luffy starts using a barrage of punches, basically. Barrage of punches that start hitting Kaido. And Kaido is kind of just dodging him at this point, because this is kind of like that attack that Luffy did last time with when he was in Snake Man, and Kaido was reacting to it last time. Kaido's being brought back to that same thought process. But now Kaido's like, wait a minute, okay, this devil fruit, his awakening is crazy. This awakening is crazy. Like it's allowing him to turn his surroundings into rubber. I'm turning into rubber. His body has changed. Apparently, his body is coated with Conqueror's Haki and Armament Haki. That's another confirmation there. We both said, I said too, that yeah, Gear 4 was like Armament Haki, like to its maximum, low-key, because it was kind of just coating his whole body with Armament Haki. But now it's probably Rio. It's probably Armament. I mean, Rio is the next level of Armament Haki anyway. So we'll just say that it's Rio, it's Conqueror's Haki, coating. Like Luffy coated his entire body with Conquerors and armament now. So yeah, his hits are going to be way different now. And apparently that's been shown at this point, because one of these, while Kaido is thinking about this, and I don't want you to think that Luffy caught him off guard. No, that's not what happened. Kaido basically... Oh my god, bro. This was the wildest. I'm sorry, but I'm going to just explain my reaction to this moment. Here's the punch. The punch doesn't just hit Kaido. The next shot we see is of Luffy's hand coming from the back of Kaido's head. The punch is literally going through the back of Kaido's head. That's the shot. That's the shot. Like, and Yamato reacts to this, Momonosuke reacts to this, I react to this, like, and I was stuck for like at least 2 minutes just looking at that panel to see what just happened. I almost thought Kaido got killed right there. Almost, until I remembered, oh yeah, Luffy's like tuning the fuck out of this place right now. And that could be a problem for Kaido at this point, because you can see it. Kaido's getting pissed off. He's been getting pissed off probably this whole chapter. Yes, he wanted Luffy to come back, but did he want Luffy to come back like this? Because he's kind of complaining about it. He's like, what's going on? Like, I wanted you to come back, bro, but you're doing things that you're not supposed to be able to. You're not supposed to be turning me into rubber. Why are you turning me into rubber, bro? Oh my god. This basically ends off the chapter. Luffy hits him. Luffy basically has this very savage look after that hit disconnects, you feel me? And like Kaido's down for he's not down and out for the count. But Luffy's kind of back in action again, and he basically gives a look to Kaido like and tells him, yeah, Kaido, I'm not gonna lie, I'm having the time of my life right now. He's giving off a big ass smile and everything. Chapter ends, no break next week. Oh my god. This chapter probably, no, it wasn't probably. This was my favorite fight chapter of Wano. This entire arc. I know what I said about last chapter. Now last chapter was definitely good. But this chapter though, Luffy just started spamming techniques. Luffy's pose, not gonna lie, when he was posing to turn back to Gear 5 earlier in the chapter, he hit the Gear 2nd pose. Like it's kind of signifying that same thing, which makes me think right here that like when Luffy pumps his blood up for Gear second. It's kind of the same thing with Gear fifth. He's pumping his heart at this point, which is way more of a serious thing. Probably, because I'm not a scientist, I'm not a biologist. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna ask somebody later, definitely, whether or not pumping your heart like really fast to the point where you're trying to get a specific beat is a bad thing. It's definitely not possible. This is only something that could probably happen in One Piece. Still, it's one of those things where it's like, wow, Luffy's like powered himself up to a point now where like we're seeing the god powers. We're seeing how OP his ability is. Like this is just as OP, honestly, as the Appi no Mi. We've seen what the Appi no Mi can do, and like the Appa fruit, yes, Law's ability pretty broken. It's pretty broken, we know. But Luffy's ability is literally changing the physiology of people. Like, it can turn people into rubber, give them the same rubber effects that he has. And yeah, we may not have seen too much of that smile thing that was going on, that was stated with his ability, but I can definitely see like with this ability that he has, it's gonna be something that's not just gonna annoy Kaido, it's something that's just scary. It's something that's very scary, and it's understandable why the world government is afraid of this. It's the power to change the world around you. Not getting too deep into like speculation here, there's been a theory that's been going around that, you know, the sun god Nika or Joy Boy or whatever may have done something to this island called Long Ring Long Island. I think that's what it's called. Something like that, Long Ring Long Island. The animals tend to be, you know what I'm saying, stretched out, things like that. The animals are like longer than they should be and stuff like that. So people have been speculating that Joy Boy or Sun God Nika or whoever had the Nika fruit at this point, the fruit that Luffy has now, basically did something to that island to make it cartoony and zany, because it's like one of the weirdest islands out there. So yeah, I'm starting to see it more now. There's a shot at the beginning of the chapter, like I think it's the first panel actually. You see Luffy kind of just bouncing on the ground. He's not jumping. He's jumping, definitely. But he's using the ground as a trampoline. Like the ground is just steadily doing, like going up and down and stuff like that. I had to pay attention to it for a while, like, whoa. He's like he's controlling the ground right now. It's just moving it as he wants to. Freedom. And then, yes, this ability is very versatile. It is. I mean, folks, yes, you can say whatever you want to now. Yes, people can say that One Piece is gotten trash now because no, you can't say One Piece has gotten trash now. I don't care if the main character just got a super OP ability. It still has a drawback, as you can see. It was showing off in this chapter. May have got him a full dive into it. And yes, it's definitely something that's gonna come back. It's gonna come full circle after a while. Like, we see in the chapter that Luffy can't hold on to this form for like a long time. And now that he's gone back into it he's gone back into it again, it might not be the same thing. He might not be able to just use it as long as he last did. We might see him go out of it again, but will Kaido allow him the chance to, you know what I'm saying, allow him the chance to actually just beat him before the time limit runs out on this? Like, it feels like that's what we're working with now. So, another 10 out of 10 chapter. It's like 2 weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row back to back. Ever since the reveal of Luffy being Joy Boy. We're probably gonna be doing this again next week. There's no break next week, like I said. So, okay, like, comment, and subscribe. Please do that for me. I kind of like what y'all did with my last video a little bit. The views were a lot higher than my last One Piece video. That's very dope. Thank you for everybody that came out and, you know what I'm saying, watched the video. I don't know why I keep saying came out, because all you literally have to do is just pull your phone out and just watch it or whatever. But I really appreciate it. Hopefully, who knows? Like, I'm just really having fun with this. Like, I'm still hyped up right now from this chapter, and it's amazing. And oh my God, I love that a manga series can make me feel like this, can just bring me this much happiness. Oh my god, his devil fruit works outside in the real world. Oh my god, yes. Oh. See y'all later. I'm gonna go calm down. Bye.